What is up, everybody? I'm Jared, and I will be going over my Core 4 MLB picks for PrizePicks today. If you're new here, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. That way we know that you're following along. Also helps you to get notified when these shows are posted. We do them just about every single day. Also, if you're not currently playing on PrizePicks and you want to give that site a try, if you sign up there using promo code WINDAILY, that will get you a 100% deposit match up to $100. We'll also go ahead and throw in a free 60-day trial period of Win Daily Gold. It's a $100 value, gets you access to all of our daily articles and access to our Discord, where we're constantly talking about different plays for both DFS and PrizePicks. So go sign up there today using promo code WINDAILY. So if we do a recap of yesterday, another strong day. It's our third consecutive 3-in-1 day. The only one that didn't hit was Jose Ramirez yesterday. I think he ended up going 0 for 5, had plenty of opportunities. He just didn't do well. But Turner and Betts both hit theirs pretty early. And then we kind of got lucky with Randy Arozarena getting an extra base hit and extra innings to really crush his 6.5 hitter fantasy score yesterday. We'll look to continue with the good ways. We'll look to go 4-0 today. Let's go ahead and jump in. So one of my top plays today is going to be Teoscar Hernandez. Let's go ahead and pull him up. He gets a really strong matchup against Tyler Alexander today. We're going to go with his total bases. Let's go ahead and just type his name in. Yeah, so right there, 1.5 total bases. Again, he gets a nice matchup against Tyler Alexander today. Over the last couple months, Alexander has been predominantly working out of the bullpen. He did start some games earlier in the year in April. So today's his first start since April in the majors. One of the things that I look for is I really look to see if there's a big gap between somebody's ERA and xFIP. Over the last couple months, Alexander's had a pretty low ERA, but his xFIP is in pretty high. A lot of this is due to that he just gives up a ton of contact, a ton of fly balls, and really a ton of hard contact. Just not a good recipe. He's been kind of getting really lucky. He's had a pretty low BABIP over the last couple months. You can only get lucky that long, and it's tough to get lucky against a solid lineup like the Blue Jays. When looking at lefties, one of the top bats that I always look to use is Teoscar Hernandez. He's been one of the best on the team against lefties this year. His .585 slugging percentage leads the team. He's also tied for the team lead with 4 homers against lefties this year. So it's a great spot for him. He'll also face a lot of cutters tonight from Alexander. It's a pitch that Hernandez has historically done really well against. So again, great spot for him. We're going to go ahead and smash the over on this one. The next one that we are going to go with is going to be Zach Wheeler and his strikeouts. So Zach Wheeler has a 6.5 strikeout prop. Really love that for him tonight. If you look at his recent game logs, he hasn't struck out a whole ton of batters, but you really have to look at the matchups that he's had. He's faced the Cubs, the Blue Jays, and the Cardinals a couple times. Those are teams that historically don't K that much. If you look at him in the earlier of the year, he was K'ing a ton. He was striking out 8-9 batters a game, but recently he hasn't been striking out a lot, and that's really just been matchup based. Tonight, he gets a really strong matchup against a pretty bad Pirates lineup. The projected lineup tonight for the Pirates has about a 28% K rate versus righties over the last month. One of the other reasons I'm really keen on Zach Wheeler today is he just throws a ton of sliders. It's one of his biggest out pitches. Up and down the projected lineup tonight, these guys have whiff rates between 35 to 45%. It's a pitch that they don't do well against, and if Zach Wheeler's slider is on tonight, he's going to be lethal. Wouldn't be surprised to see him get 8 to 9 strikeouts tonight. This is going to be one of his ceiling type games. So we're going to go ahead and smash the over on the 6.5 strikeouts for Zach Wheeler today. The next one that we are going to do is going to be one of my favorite players. We're going to go with Jordan Alvarez. He gets a really nice matchup today against the Mariners and Logan Gilbert. Gilbert hasn't pitched overly poorly of late, but he does have a pretty big weakness, and that's lefties. Against lefties, he gives up a ton of fly balls at 45% clip, and he also gives up a pretty decent amount of hard hits, which is about a 41% hard hit rate versus them over the last month. Also, he struggles to strike out lefties. His K rate against lefties is less than 12%, whereas against righties, I believe it's about 25%. So he really has a tough time getting it by lefties, and with Jordan Alvarez, you have one of the best lefties in the game. He's coming into this game pretty strong. He hit a homer yesterday, which was his 29th of the game. 29th of the season, and 22 of his homers this year have been against righties. He's got a massive 768 slugging percentage versus righties this year. So just a great spot for him. We're going to go with the over on this 1.5 total base number for Yordan Alvarez. The final one that we are going to go with today is going to be Julio Rodriguez and his 7.5 hitter fantasy score. But to be honest, you could go with the 1.5 total bases too. I think he's going to smash both of these numbers today. Since coming back from his wrist injury, dude's been lights out. He's homered in back-to-back games, and he gets a really strong matchup against Jose Urquidy today. I don't think Urquidy is a very good pitcher. He gives up just a ton of contact, doesn't strike out too many batters. And he also, again, he's a reverse splits pitcher, really struggles against righties. Righties this year have a 509 slugging percentage versus him. They also have a 353 WOBA and an average pretty close to 280. All of these numbers are significantly higher than anything that he's done against lefties. With the rookie Julio Rodriguez, again, he's come back pretty hot from his injury. He homered yesterday against Gray. Just love this spot for him. He's been pretty lights out against righties over the last month. Dude has a 407 WOBA against them over the last 30 days. Our model has him at 11 today, so they really, really like him. I really like him too, so we're going to go with the over on the 7.5 hitter fantasy score. So if we do a recap of where we're looking today, we're going to go with the over on the 1.5 total bases for Hernandez. We're going to go with the over on the 6.5 strikeouts for Wheeler. We're going to go with the over on the 1.5 total bases for Alvarez and the over on the 7.5 hitter fantasy score for Julio Rodriguez. So that's our core for today. If you end up using them, make sure to like and subscribe. That way we know that you're following along. Also, if you have any questions about your own picks, make sure to drop some notes in the comments. Always happy to answer any questions that you may have. That being said, let's go 4-0 today. Good luck, everyone.